Become master of your brain. Understand these three key principles, and you will never lack for motivation again. Believe it or not, our natural innate state of being is to always be inspired, to always be in this true state of flow, where things happen effortlessly with ease without having to put all this unnecessary effort and willpower into it. It's taken me a long time to learn this for myself, but there's three reasons, almost laden in the very cultural fabric of the day and time in which we live, which we literally are experiencing a motivation crisis on a collective global level. This leads to aimlessness, floundering, fatigue, anxiety, depression, and just lack of a sense of fulfillment in life, and a significant, serious neurochemical imbalance. Number one, you and I are way overstimulated. We're so overstimulated. There's so much information. I look at my email. I get like 50 different emails from different people a day for things that I've signed up for. It's just like crazy information overload. We literally check our phones at least 150 times a day, and I'm not immune from this either, but it's like we're like jumping from thing to thing to thing to thing and never really absorbing and internalizing the information. So we're so overstimulated from entertainment, from just a cursory, superficial glance and sort of absorption of material. We don't truly internalize it and make it ours. That's number one. You and I are way overstimulated. It's time to start to create a filter in your life and your experience that will allow you to filter information in only what you need, small bite-sized bits at a time. Number two, you are trying to multitask. Now, it's taken me a lot of humility, a lot of my own trial and error to realize this, but we as humans with our nervous system are not built to do multiple things at once and do them well. It just cannot happen. So until and unless you come to that realization, as I have, like, you're always going to suffer. You're always going to be in 50 different places doing them half-heartedly and not doing them well. Your nervous system, our brain, is wired to continue to love novelty, new stimulus, and to have extreme difficulty focusing and doing well multiple things at once. So it's time that you start picking one thing at a time to work on. When we try to do all these things at once, we end up not doing any of them well. And it's something to hear that and something to understand that from a cognitive, intellectual perspective, but it's a far different thing to see that in your own experience, that you're stretching yourself way too thin, you're trying to do way too much at once. You need to focus on one thing. And the third thing I will say is that with our society, the way that our brains are wired, we love instant pleasure. You have to get to the point where you're willing to endure a little bit of discomfort, a little bit of dis-ease, a little bit of this feeling of boredom to allow yourself to not receive this instant gratification. Sugar, TV, Netflix, these things have literally hijacked the reward circuit in our brain, and our limbic system continues to override our prefrontal cortex, which is the thinking, cognitive, intellectual, logical side of ourselves, and we continue to go for the cake when we probably should be doing something to develop ourselves. We continue to go for this emotional binging of food, of entertainment, of not very, very helpful thoughts that continues to be our go-to, that because we've gone to it so many times, we are unconsciously living on a constant gratification status, and we have no idea. So once you sit in the pain, you sit in the discomfort, it's just like exercise. You first start it, it's going to be uncomfortable, but once you start to rewire and recircuit your brain, it absolutely makes a huge difference. So those are my three things. You're way overstimulated, start filtering your environment. Stop trying to do too much at once. And number three, stop seeking instant gratification on everything. And once you master those three simple disciplines, literally you will never lack for motivation. You won't need motivation because it will be hardwired into your nervous system. Nathan Clark, ChooseAmazingLife.com. Have an awesome day.